Alright, so let's talk about why chords are shaped in the way they are when we have to play them on the guitar. Please ignore the screaming children outside, they are not mine. Anyway, let's get started on this. So, if we take a C major, for example, this is how we play it. We take a G, we do that, D, E major, E minor, right? Just some common chords that you would start with when you first pick up the guitar. But now it's pretty interesting to understand why we play those particular shapes. You see, think of a keyboard where all the notes are in order. So you can start with A and it's B, C, D, E, F, G, and it starts at A again. And the black notes, the sharps and flats are there. So in the guitar, when you look at it, it's a little bit jumbled. It's not entirely linear. It's linear and in order when it comes to each string by itself. So if you take the open strings, E, A, D, G, B, and E, an easy way to remember that is Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie, because that's what happens when you eat dynamite, I think. But coming back to, let's take the open E. When you play that open E string, you're just playing the E note, same as you would if you play an E note on the keyboard, right? And you play the next note from it, that's an F. And then you have an F sharp, a G sharp, an A. I should mention that E does not have a sharp and B does not have a sharp. So when you come to those notes, you go to the immediate next letter. But every other note that's represented by a letter, it does have a sharp, right? So when you want to play a chord, you have what's called a triad. So as the name suggests, it's three notes. It's three notes spaced in a specific manner for major chords and a specific manner for minor chords. All right. So when you play those three specific notes, you get the chord that you want. So if you play a C major chord, you build off of the C note, right? So the lowest, and by lowest I mean the most bass sounding note that you have is a C, that's the root. So you build from there and you play C, E, and G, okay? You can look into how that comes about. There's a lot of good content for that, or I'll get to that in a longer video. But this is just for you to get the idea. So if I want the triad for a C major chord, I need notes C, E, and G. So when I play on the guitar, I'm looking for my C note. So if I start on the A string, right? If I take my C shape and just break it down, that's what I'm doing. I'm not figuring it out from scratch. I'm taking the shape and I'm breaking it down. And you can do the same with other chords that you know, right? So you have A sharp, B, and C. Okay, so that's my C note. So that's the most bass note or the lowest note that I'm going to take for my chord. Then I need an E. So if I go to the next string, I have D sharp, and have an E right here. So I can play these two, C and E. The next note I need is a G, right? The next string happens to be an open string, that's G, right? Now you can add to that, and this is the beauty of the guitar, is you can repeat the pattern or find more notes. So if I play this note down here, that's my C note. So I kind of complete that chord shape. And if I play the bottom string, that's an E. That's also part of the triad. So there I have my complete C chord. You have your triad for each chord that you want, the three notes that make up the chord. You can add notes over and above it to come up with the...
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
The different variations of the chords, but you basically build off of the triad. And so on the guitar, these chords are that specific shape because those are the notes of the triad that we have arranged in that manner for the guitar. That's just how we find the notes because of the way the guitar is built. If I take D, for example, I have an open D string that's convenient, so I'm going to go from there. Then if I look at, for D, I need D, F sharp, and A. All right, and you can try finding this yourself with the D major chord shape, right? So what I would suggest doing as an exercise is try to identify which notes are being played in that chord. And you can do that by simply counting up the notes from each string. So like I gave you the example of E, the next note is an F sharp and a G. If you look at, let's take D and do that as an example, a working example. That's D, that's my open D string. If I look at the next string, I have G sharp, and I have an A, so I'm going to add that in there. All right. If I look at the B string, I have C sharp, and I have D again, so I'm going to add D over there. So far I'm there, and now I need an F sharp. So where is my closest, most convenient F sharp? Well, it's down here, because it's E, F, and F sharp. It's down here. So I have my D major triad. So that's why we play chords in those specific shapes when it comes to the guitar. Hope this helped.